This is our agenda for today. I'm just going to very briefly go through the vehicle options with you. And again, this is Thailand bestsellers. So we're going to go through bestsellers in these areas in Thailand: Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Phuket, Krabi, and Koh Samui. So a lot to go through. There's a lot of product. There's a lot of properties. I'm not going to go through everything. It's just, you know, the bestsellers. Just a little bit of background information on us in EXO. I mean, EXO's main office is headed in Bangkok, so I'm presenting content off of the, you know, product team and what they put together, but most of these experiences I've personally done and stayed at these properties as well. Again, we'll have time to go through all the questions. I should be able to answer all of them as well, but if not, we again have the product teams in Thailand that can help. All right, so just to go through the vehicle options really briefly with you. In Thailand, these are more of our standard options. We have the Toyota Camry and the Toyota Commuter. The Toyota Commuter is more of the default option. It is a little bit higher than the other options, so it is quite good for touring and can comfortably fit a couple or a family. The Toyota Camry is a bit more for a single or absolute max of 2 packs, so a bit less common. Throughout Thailand, you can get these 2 options. These are going into more luxury options. I would say the Toyota Alphard is more of a default luxury option, very nice vehicle, and then the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter is more of the ultra luxe option, and it can fit up to 15 people. All of these options can have Wi-Fi. The Mercedes-Benz will have, you know, coffee and everything in it, and is normally for small groups. And then these are just a few other options, slightly less common, but kind of in between price points, especially the Toyota Venturi is a step above the standard option, so quite a reasonable price point for an upgrade. And then we do have some smaller, less common options of vans as well. And last but not least, these are quite common in hotel transfers, but we have a few sedan luxury options as well. Again, these are only okay for 1 or 2 packs. So in short, that just gives you a good idea that we do have quite a wide variety of vehicles. Of course, we do have vehicles that are a good fit for larger groups as well, but those are the best FIT options. Now getting right into it, in Bangkok, starting with some of our experiences, the Bangkok City Safari is by far our best-selling tour. The whole point of it is to, you know, it's a kind of an introduction to Bangkok, so it's best to do it on the first day there. It uses a combination of local transport, which is the most effective way to get around Bangkok. It is quite a large, spread out, sprawling, traffic-heavy city. So you use the BTS, tuk-tuk, and then a combination of walking as well. There's a full day and half day option where the clients are going to be able to see, you know, the main royal sites in Bangkok, so the Grand Palace, and also are able to see Wat Po. The half day option does not include the Jim Thompson's house, and the full day option does include it. So this is a really good just intro to the city, very popular, to really kind of get acclimated to how Bangkok works and the transportation and the main sites as well. So absolute bestseller. Next is the floating markets. The floating markets is very heavily marketed, so it is very popular to get requests for the floating markets. So it's really important to understand how to sell these to your clients. It's in almost, you know, over half of the itineraries, almost every one. Basically, in our floating market day trips, you can start at the railway market, which is quite unique to Asia. If your clients have been to Asia before, they may have seen this. But essentially, along the railway, all the vendors are out with their fruits and vegetables and whatever other products that they have. And when the railroad comes back, they clear the tracks and have the train go by, which is quite a unique experience. There's a few options for floating market. The Dam Nuang Sadat floating market occurs every day, and the Thak Ka floating market occurs on the weekends only. It is quite important to let your clients know that these floating markets in Thailand aren't, how do I say, not the most authentic, but there will be a lot of other tourists, and some are more touristy than others. There's ones that are within Bangkok that are quite touristy. These are the full day trips where they get the full experience. The Thak Ka floating market that occurs on the weekends only is the best option. So of course you're limited to Saturday and Sunday, but it is important to know just those few differences to be able to really have your itinerary stand out with your clients, and also be able to offer the least touristy one on the weekends only as well. So just do keep that in mind. And another top seller in Bangkok is the art and culture of Bangkok's Klongs. A Klong is basically a canal. So Bangkok is built on a series of ancient canals or Klongs. And we have a few tours that can showcase these Klongs, and it's a really cool way to see local life. This particular one is really good for children because it has a puppet show included, but these Klong tours are a really good way to see kind of almost the back alleys through a river in Bangkok. There's a lot of businesses and stores and local life set up within these Klongs. So do keep that in mind. And look in more to the Klong tours. Great alternative to recommend in Bangkok, and definitely a top seller. And I just want to showcase a few food tours in Bangkok. So Thailand in general, it's a great foodie experience. Most clients come back saying that their food experiences are a highlight. So this one occurs during the day. And called the Village of Love. So it's a small village in the large business district. So these food tours are very much so designed to kind of go to the places that would be a little bit harder to go on your own, where the level of English might not be as well, where you can have that guide to utilize their knowledge and experiences and kind of go through these more like back alley type places. So do keep that in mind. There's day options, there's night options. This is a particular one that sells very well for a day option. And then this one is one particularly that sells really well in the night. So this one is in Chinatown that really comes alive during the evening, and it's also done by tuk-tuk. So same concept in terms of utilizing your guide to go to those really cool local places that are well known, that are very authentic. All right, now this is another one, evening glowing Bangkok at night. This is a really nice tour. If the clients have time and they've already done the main sites and want something a little bit unique, this is to see it kind of come alive at night. A lot of the temples in Bangkok illuminate, so you can see what are on there. And this also has a really nice touch where you can go into the Wat Po grounds in the evening, which a lot of clients don't know because a lot of the sites are closed. The Grand Palace and the Reclining Buddha is closed, but this one you can still see Wat Po illuminated, and also incorporates nice cocktail and dinner on the river. So there are a lot of really cool tours set up like this in Bangkok, but this is the absolute best seller. Now going on to hotels, there's thousands in Bangkok of all different levels. So we're just going to go through kind of the best at different price points as well. This one we just wanted to highlight. It's not a bestseller yet, but we anticipate it being one. So the Capella is brand new. They have had a delay in opening due to the current situation, but it's right on the river. It's a very unique property because they have these huge windows overlooking the river. which is quite different than some of the tower properties. And we expect it to be an absolute bestseller. So basically, it will compete with the Mandarin Oriental, Siam, and it's right next to the new Four Seasons as well. It's right next to the Asia Teak Market. It has a Michelin star chef, so we do expect this to pick up quite a bit once it opens. The Siam is my personal favorite property in Bangkok. If your clients simply want the best and boutique, so top 5-star and boutique, it's kind of the only option. It's Art Deco, it's absolutely gorgeous, Bill Bensley design. So do keep that in mind if the clients do want that smaller property. The Siam, you can't really beat it. Mandarin Oriental, of course, everyone knows MO, but this is the landmark MO. It's a historic property. It's absolutely gorgeous. It is quite a higher price point than the other 5 stars, but it is honestly absolute gorgeous. Huge range of room options, a perfect location. So this will be a bestseller for years to come. The Anantara Riverside is more of a entry-level 5-star, so much more reasonable price point than the others. Very good family option, and of course you get the Anantara service levels without super high price points, so very reasonable, very, very solid option on the river, very good location. And the last hotel we want to showcase in Bangkok is the Como. Again, very different option than the others. It is another entry-level 5-star. I don't recommend Como good for families. I recommend more for kind of young or middle-aged honeymoon couples, etc. It's just a very good lifestyle brand. Como is known for very, very good food, very good facilities. This particular Como is located in Sathorn, so Bangkok doesn't really have a necessarily huge central district. We have the river with a lot of hotels, and then the Sathorn area as well is very well located. So very good kind of entry-level 5-star should be considered if the right fit for your clients, particularly couples. And last but not least, this is another Anantara located next to the Como, and it's a good area, the Sathorn neighborhood outside of the river. Again, great value and particularly good for families. And also you can see by the pictures here, large pool, very good facilities, great sky bar. The Sathorn area is known for having a lot of really cool sky bars, so definitely should be considered. The Rivas area is more of a 4-star level. It's a little bit more of a unique property when it comes to Bangkok because it only has 68 rooms, but it is actually our best-selling hotel in Bangkok. So very good, very reasonably priced for FITs, really nice facilities, and not overly over the top whatsoever, but perfect location. It's a little bit close to Koh San Road area. So really can't beat it when it comes to more of that 4-star level. And then Sathorn Bangkok is kind of the same level as Riviera, but in the Sathorn neighborhood. As you can see, it's a lot more of a low-level property, and it's on a very quiet street compared to kind of the big business district that it's in. And for the price point, the food you can't beat because the chef is a Michelin star chef. So for those clients who aren't at the 5-star price point, this is by far one of the best kind of entry, more 4-star options for your clients that are a bestseller. Last but not least, the Ariasan Villa. This has been around for a while. As you can see, it's much more traditional style boutique property, but it's been a bestseller for a while. It has a vegetarian restaurant, great location, and in Bangkok, only 24 rooms. You can't really get any more boutique than this in Bangkok. So for those looking for that style property, you really can't beat it. Last but not least, again, this is more of a entry-level 4-star option. 50 rooms, brand new property. and it's very sustainable, so it gets very good scores when it comes to their practices, their sustainability. Has a great range of facilities. So again, not 5-star, but definitely really good option for someone looking for a nice range of facilities and a nice fresh new property. So really good for young couples as well and families. I'm going to hop straight into Chiang Mai here. Full day Thai for a day is one of, by far, our top sellers for a while. I've personally done this more than once. You basically go to the northern Thai countryside right out of Chiang Mai city, and you spend the day with a family, and basically you go around and you learn about the Lana northern Thai culture. You learn about the gardens and the crops and how they grow it, and then you take part in a hands-on cooking course. So it's very much so an immersive experience. It shouldn't be sold as just a cooking class. It's a food and culture experience, but it is good for young couples, older couples, and families. So absolutely look into this, and it can be, it's a nice range of activities, not just a cooking class. The half day of morning with the monks, again, very popular. A lot of people, when they think of Thailand, they do want to experience some sort of spirituality, learn about the Buddhist culture. If your clients aren't going somewhere where this is more popular, like Laos, then they can certainly still do the morning monks in Thailand. They have to get up early. The monks only do their monk almsgivings very early in the morning, but then we can combine it with some sacred temples and then breakfast as well. So it's a nice way to start your day. When you're in the north, the Wat Doi Suthep is one of the most important temples in Thailand and in the north. So this experience can really kind of tick that box, if you will. So it is a bestseller in the north. The Kanta Elephant Sanctuary Day Visit. Now, one thing I want to point out there's quite a bit of elephant sanctuaries in Thailand. Most people will want to experience some sort of elephant experience, whether it's at a property that they stay at or if they go visit one. We only work with 5-star rated as far as it comes to sustainability, no riding. There's a lot of reasons why we do that, and we can give you the resources to explain to clients, but Kanta is one of the best and very highly rated, a bestseller. So it follows all the ethical and sustainability standards. It's more sociable and educational, and it is a bit smaller than some of the other ones, which I think is important as well. So again, we do work with a handful, so it's not just Kanta, but this is one of the best. And I would say if for FITs, I think this could be a very just solid default option. The Hilltribe Trek and Bamboo Village in the Chiang Mai mountain area. This is, again, a type of experience that most people want to do in Thailand, because visiting the north is about learning about the cultures, the ethnic minorities. Your clients may have read about the hill tribes. One really important thing to understand about this tour and hill tribes in general in northern Thailand is you really have to be with the right operator to make sure they're not visiting super touristy areas, which is very hard, honestly, outside of the regions in Chiang Mai. So this particular tour we put together, it's EXO operated, so we're not using any suppliers. And so for those reasons, we can really control the quality and make as most authentic as possible right outside of Chiang Mai. So you do learn about the ethnic communities. As you can see from the picture, the landscapes are absolutely gorgeous in northern Thailand, and you visit the markets, you learn about the agriculture, you go on the bamboo raft, and you also enjoy lunch. So again, a really way that you can experience it without it being too touristy. This one's really fun. They have these Vespa tours kind of all over Southeast Asia. There's one in Chiang Mai that's slightly newer than the rest. Some clients get a little nervous at first about the idea of getting on a Vespa, but once they do it, they are so glad they did, and it often comes back as a highlight. So on these Vespa tours, it normally kind of, you get on and off and you stop at these fun food places and then some other sites within Chiang Mai. They have evening markets, they have all these fun eateries, there's all these temples that they're going to whiz by. You have professional drivers, as you see, and they are two-seater comfortable Vespas. So for anyone open to it, and it's also worth trying to convince the clients to do it, they will absolutely be happy that they did. Now just to go through quickly the hotels, Four Seasons Chiang Mai, it honestly sells itself. It's a very popular property. It's been a bestseller for years. Just one thing I wanted to note on the Four Seasons is it's just outside of town. So, you know, you all probably know the price point. It's going to be quite high. It's absolutely gorgeous. This Four Seasons is very unique in the sense that you have these rice paddies. They have, you know, resident water buffaloes. So it's absolutely gorgeous. It is outside of town. That's the only thing to know. So if your clients are looking for a little bit more of a quiet stay, then that is a really good option for them. Kind of on the same level, but in town, 137 Pillars is my personal favorite property in Chiang Mai, and it is in the city. So it only has 30 rooms. You can walk to places like the night market, and it's an old historic property. It's very, very tastefully done with a combination of kind of Art Deco, a 19th century, and traditional design. It's absolutely gorgeous. So this should be your boutique 5-star option in Chiang Mai. One that we think, again, is going to be a top seller, but it hasn't quite yet because it is still brand new, is the Raya Heritage. So unlike the Four Seasons, which is 45 minutes away, Raya Heritage is around 20 minutes away. So it is closer, but it's still important to know it's not in town, but it is that 5-star rating. It will be kind of below the price point of Four Seasons, but above the 137 Pillars, but a very unique option for high-end clients, and a great addition to Chiang Mai, which absolutely will be a bestseller. Nha Naran, as far as room nights, this is the absolute top seller. It is a 4-star boutique rated property with 45 rooms. Perfect location. It's right next to the Anantara. Top-notch facilities when it comes to food. It's absolutely great. The entry-level rooms are a little bit small, but it's just a really good option for more that 4-star level. It is adequate for older couples, families, and honeymooners as well. Tamarind Village, it's just a notch below the others, but it can be a good entry level option, 4-star option. As you can see from the pictures, it's absolutely beautiful, boutique style, perfect location right in the city. You can walk everywhere, and it's been just a solid bestseller for years. Also, the service is top-notch. Very, very nice property. And then just going on to Chiang Rai. For those of you who don't know, now Chiang Mai is in the north, and Chiang Rai is just a 3.5-hour drive away, and it's also the city that's closest to the Golden Triangle. So just to go through the experiences to start, now the elephant experiences are probably most popular in Chiang Mai, but there are still a few in Chiang Rai that everyone can go to, and the one that we're going to recommend as a bestseller is the Elephant Valley Sanctuary. There aren't as many in this particular area, but you have some hands-on time with the elephants. Again, it's a sociable and responsible experience, and it meets our sustainability standards. So absolute great option if your clients don't have time for whatever reason or aren't visiting any other areas. This is the one that we'll recommend. Now this one, the full day Loyo Aka Hilltribe experience. Again, kind of similar to the concept of the one in Chiang Mai, is we self-operate this one to make sure that you're doing the most authentic experiences as possible. So it's very much so about, you know, getting immersed in the culture. You meet the elders of this particular village. You do experience the hands-on cooking class. You do experience learning about their food and their crops and everything. So it's, again, just the most authentic that we can do in terms of an immersive experience, as well as learning about the ethnic minorities in this particular area in Chiang Rai. Another experience we just wanted to highlight is the Asa Farm Stay. It's right outside of Chiang Rai, but it is in a very kind of authentic rural area. And this particular ethnic minority where this family resides is the Lana Thai. This can be done as a full day, but it's actually best for overnight. And it's a very good family option as well. And this is for a fully immersive type of experience. A lot of clients might say they want a homestay, but they don't want to sacrifice the comfort. So this is the option. And sometimes that can be quite tough in Thailand and other places in Asia. So it's vetted. You can, you know, go around their crops, again, kind of learn about the culture. Every meal is a cooking class here. They have livestock, buffaloes. It sits on 32 acres, so very, very good for families and an overnight option. All right, just going straight into properties in Chiang Rai and the Golden Triangle. One that we wanted to highlight as a hidden gem is called Pasak Ton in Chiang Rai, and it's located in the city area. And this particular property is going to compete with the Anantara and the Four Seasons, which are quite famous properties. So this is their new property. It's the only one that I haven't been able to see yet. I'm excited to go visit it. As you can see from the pictures, it's very traditional design, and our teams in Thailand actually rate this higher than the other two options that it competes with. Now, this particular property is also right next to that elephant experience that I just featured in Chiang Rai, the Elephant Valley. So I guess that's the one feature it doesn't have, like the Anantara and Four Seasons, is the elephants. But this is, again, right next to the Elephant Valley, should they want to combine it, or if they don't do that experience in Chiang Rai. So it's a super deluxe property. It will have all the bells and whistles, all the facilities, service to match. Highly recommend. Please do check it out. It will be a slightly higher price point than the Anantara and slightly lower than the Four Seasons. This, again, quite a famous property. You know, only 15 rooms. It is the most expensive hotel in Thailand, but you know, it really does look like these pictures. The design is very out there, you know, overload of the senses, absolutely beautiful, you know, in the morning with the mist and the elephants. So if your clients can afford it, you know, you really can't beat it. And then, of course, the Anantara is more of your entry level 5-star, if you want to call it that. Still, you know, absolute amazing experience. It has a bit more rooms, 61 rooms. And again, these two properties are located slightly north in what's called the Golden Triangle, and they both have elephants on site as well. The legend, so now if we take it down a notch, there's not huge like 5 stars. There's the Le Meridian in Chiang Rai, but this is more of a reasonable price point, more of a 4-star kind of authentic Thai style. It's not super polished, but it is a top seller in terms of room nights. So just really solid option. in the city area, only kind of a 10-minute ride away from the night market. So has always been a solid option, has food and facilities all right there. And then this is another option now in Chiang Rai. It's the same price point as the Legend, so very, very reasonably priced. But as you can see from the pictures, very, very different style. So it's really what your clients are looking after and what kind of style and character they want for the property. So this is, of course, new, kind of modern, more city style hotel. And last but not least, I just wanted to briefly bring up a new boutique option in Chiang Rai. So this is more of your entry boutique 4-star. So really good option for those who can't afford the others that want a nice boutique new property. I don't think you can really beat it. So do keep this in mind for Chiang Rai. All right, straight on to Phuket. Now, this is a top seller. Now, I know a lot of clients might just want to chill out in Phuket, but there are some touring options for however long they're staying. So it can range from full to half days. Some are water-based and some aren't. This particular one, Phuket Old Town, is a really cool area to explore, and we have e-bikes in Phuket. So unfortunately, we don't have e-bikes for children, so just do keep that in mind. But you know, it's nice to see a different part of Thailand, and there is unique Portuguese architecture and European influenced architecture in Phuket. And then you go to the fresh markets and the museums, kind of soak up the local culture and the local neighborhood. So really good rated tour. Like everywhere else in Thailand, there is street food, and Phuket's no exception. So this is the best seller in the south. Again, same concept in terms of you'll have the guide to take you to the stalls to really be able to navigate these very local places. It's basically on foot, and you know, you kind of go with your guide to the local food stalls and of course sample, and you'll have quite a variety as well. It was rated as one of our top new tours last year. Basically, it's a day trip to the island of Koh Yao Noi. Koh Yao Noi is where the Six Senses and a few other hotels are located, so no need to, so this would be if the clients are not already going to Koh Yao Noi, but it is a kind of smaller, a little bit more of a low-key island. So this whole tour is around the community, and we do try to make sure that we're having a good impact on the people that we're visiting. So you do get an idea of kind of how they live, the fishermen villages. You go inside a few houses in the community and the farming villages and everything like that. So it's a nice way to kind of see somewhere new that a lot of other people won't see in Phuket. All right, there are also a few good elephant sanctuaries in Phuket, so if clients don't do it in the north, do know that they have these options. The one that we're going to recommend is the Phuket Elephant Sanctuary. Again, no riding, it's all about the sustainable experience, and it's more about education. So if the clients have limited time or don't do it elsewhere, then they can go ahead and visit the Phuket Elephant Sanctuary when they're in the south. All right, now going through some bestseller hotels in Phuket, we wanted to highlight the Lion Residence by the Anantara. There's tons of 5 stars in Phuket. There, you know, I would say it's honestly one of the hardest things to choose is what property and beach clients are going to stay at. The good thing about this, I mean, it's only 15 units. It competes with the top 5 stars like the Ama and the Rosewood, but it's at a much more reasonable price point, which is why it's one of the top sellers. And with 15 units, a lot of them are suites and multiple bedroom suites. So it's great for families or couples traveling together. You know, all the bells and whistles and the facilities, but again, at a reasonable price point. The Rosewood, I think, will continue to be a top seller. It's fairly new. 71 rooms, and it's on Patong Beach. Just one important thing about the Rosewood. I mean, the Rosewood sells itself. It's absolutely beautiful property. So we'll have top-notch service and facilities. The thing about this hotel is it is right next to a very busy area in Thailand called Patong. If you are on the property, you are not bothered by the busy area, and you can stay on the property, and it will be like your, you wouldn't know how close you were to Patong. So you can stay there and not be bothered, basically. But at the same time, if you want to be in proximity to nightlife, you're very close. It's just around the hill. So that's, the location. So it's almost the best of both worlds for clients that are looking for a range of things to do. But again, fairly new property and a great 5-star option. Twin Palms is more of the entry 5-star. It's on Surin Beach, 97 rooms. I think this property is perfect for young couples. It has beach clubs. Surin Beaches is one of the nicer beaches in Phuket. So I don't think it's necessarily the best for, families, but really good for young couples looking for a stylish contemporary hotel. It sells really, really well. Fairly good value as well. The Surin, this is again on the same beach, and it shares actually the same beach as the Amanpuri. So it's at a much lower price point. It's more of an entry-level 5-star. Individual cottages that prop up on a hill. So it is definitely a tropical sanctuary. It's been a bestseller for a while. So great option at a slightly more reasonable price point than some of the other 5-stars. The shore at Patatani, Phuket is again it's a more of an entry 5-star, mid 5-star. It is great for honeymooners because it is adult only. So again, it sells very well. And then I just want to highlight one family option, the Pullman Phuket. This is more in northern Phuket next to the airport. As you can see, it's propped up on this hill, but it actually goes down. It has its own nice little beach as well. So it has kids facilities and top-notch service. It is more of a high 4-star level, but absolutely great option and bestseller for families. All right, hopping straight into Krabi and a few experiences here. Krabi has tons of touring. A lot of them are water-based. This is a bestseller because it gets very good ratings in terms of the authenticity. It actually goes through mangroves to a island that doesn't have cars, so you get that real local feel. When you're on Krabi itself, you can kind of do your own thing, go to the markets, go to the restaurants, enjoy your hotel. So this is more of an experience that you would need a guide to do. So this is one of the best sellers by far if you're kind of looking for a cultural experience within Krabi. This we just wanted to highlight. It tends to be a bestseller because if clients are staying in Phuket and Krabi, they can do this transfer, or in some cases, if they're staying in Krabi and are taking the airport out of Phuket, like their international flight home or something, they may have to do this transfer. A lot of clients enjoy doing sightseeing within a 4-hour transfer, and this stops at this beautiful viewpoint, and you can also stop at some temples and see the bays and see the scenery of the south. So do keep in mind any sightseeing transfers, and this is definitely a top seller. Going straight into hotels, I mean, there are such a range of properties on the beach and in Krabi, but Rayavati has been a top seller for years. I think it's quite an easy sell because of the setting. It's where a lot of day trippers do come, but if you see the pictures on the top right-hand corner, I mean, that cove and the southern Thailand scenery is what that makes that area famous. So this is a very unique, really good for families. It's award-winning. It has been, and it has a lot of natural surroundings. So very easy sell. It is more of a 5-star price point. The Tubkek is my personal favorite. It's on Tubkek Beach, and you can see from the top right-hand corner the views that you get from this particular property. It's at quite a reasonable price point for an entry 5-star. So 59 rooms, very boutique, traditional style. The rooms come at different price points, of course, but very much so a sanctuary. You can only have kids at this property for part of the year. So during the peak high season, there aren't any kids. So it is a bit more suitable for couples. The banyan tree is just one we wanted to highlight. Brand new property, so not a bestseller yet, but we think it will be. Banyan tree, of course, will be very well known, but this is also on Tubkek Beach, so it is in a very favorable area in Krabi when it comes to the views and everything. So do have that on your radar. And last but not least, Koh Samui. I hope everyone's hanging in there. Our top experience in Koh Samui is the Engtong Park. You can do this particular tour in a variation of ways. So, you know, for the VIP experience, it is the best rated, and you do kind of want that private experience. There are shared options. Of course, those might not come as highly rated. So do keep that in mind. We, of course, can tailor it, but if your clients can swing for it for sure, they want to do the full day with the private speedboat. The views are absolutely amazing. This particular area in Koh Samui, it's you know, it's very well known, but it might not be as well known as some areas in Phuket and Krabi. And you can snorkel. There's soft coral. There's tropical fish. So it is a really nice day out on the water. And lastly, of course, you can do cooking experiences everywhere, but this is one of the best sellers in Koh Samui, and it's an organic cooking class. So, of course, hands-on, very well rated cooking class. All right, now just going into top selling properties in Koh Samui, the Four Seasons in Koh Samui. I've inspected quite a few Four Seasons throughout the years, and this is my favorite. This is by far the best hotel in Koh Samui. So we'll go through the other 5 stars, but if your clients are looking for the best, then this is it. There's just something special about this property, and it is a notch above, or 2 notches above the rest. So if you're ever in the area, do try to check it out, do an inspection or stay if you can. The banyan tree in Koh Samui, quite popular as well. 88 rooms, all pool villa properties. Again, it's going to, you know, have all the bells and whistles and service to match. So great option in Koh Samui. The Anantara Boat Put is in an area that's a little bit more close to kind of like the fisherman's market and a little bit more nightlife. So you have a little bit more of a range of things to do kind of right at your doorstep in Boat Put, which makes it a very desirable option. And Anantara is always good for families. So it's been a bestseller for a while. Great service, great beach. So great option in Boat Put. And then there is a Belmond in Koh Samui as well. That's been a fantastic option. So of course, Belmond sells itself, but it will have, you know, it's slightly above the Anantara, I'd say, and slightly below the others. The Santaburi in Koh Samui is a slightly newer property. So this is more of your entry-level 5-star, very good for families and couples as well. So again, it will be a slightly lower price point than the others, but has become a top seller in Koh Samui. And last but not least, I wanted to go with more of an entry-level option, which Zazen has been a great option. It's more boutique style, great food and beverage. So it is on Boat Put, so closer to the Anantara, slightly smaller property, slightly lower price point, but very good for those who perhaps couldn't quite stretch the Anantara budget. So been a bestseller for a while. All right, so I hope everyone's hanging in there, and I hope everyone got some information that they needed. So that's my email on there, amanda@exotravel.com, and I'd be happy to go through anything, so just bear with me. Also, any feedback or other subject matters that you might be looking for. I know there's so much product and so much stuff to go over, but I really hope that that was useful and you got something out of it, and don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, everyone.